Hello. Welcome to this RPA demo program using UiPath Studio Community. In this lesson, we're going to teach you how to use UiPath to basically do a screen scrape from a Yahoo website. We're going to scrape from this yahoo.com and we're going to scrape some of the trending data over here. Right? And after we extracted the information, we're going to save it into an Excel spreadsheet, which after that, we will then pass some of the trend information to this bing.com and ask ChatGPT, tell us more, what is the trend, okay? Tell us more about the trend. So we're going to embed it into this and then submit it and just sit back and listen to the ChatGPT what it got to say on the chat about the trend. Sorry. Right. So let's move on. So we will start off with UiPath. So I hope you guys can open up the UiPath, and we're going to start with opening the process. Right. So start with this process. Give it a name. Right. So we can call this the trend chat GPT. Right. You can ignore the description and just go ahead and create. So UiPath is one of the kind of a codeless app where you just simply focus on defining the tasks in the activities, right? The flow. So in fact, anybody who are not well trained in programming will be able to automate a task easily using a UiPath Studio, right? So quick descriptions on the UiPath Studio's environment over here. First, you've got the project. Okay, so this will be the project file, usually the main. Okay, this will be the main flow. So you can actually open the main flow, main workflow. So when you are there, you will see this is the main workflow. So what you need to do is tell UiPath exactly what task that you need to perform, right? By dragging from these activities, right? So usually you have a main sequence. So after you define the main sequence, right, you have to we're going to call upon the Yahoo, right? So let's just check. So we're going to grab from this. We're going to do a screen scraping from this screen. And in order to do that, okay, let me just, okay, good. So we're going to use application, right? So use browser. So you can type anything on this activities. Okay, so use application browser, which is here, and you can drop it into this. So these are small code snippets that has been developed. And what you need to focus, like I say, is dragging the corresponding activities into this sequence of tasks, right? So use which browser? So you just simply click on this and make sure you were at this page, and we just click on the browser. So this is the browser that we have selected, right? Automatically, the UiPath will detect that it's a Chrome browser and the UiPath. Okay, so once you have done it, now the next thing is we need to extract the data, right? We're going to extract the data from the trend. So we can make use of the extract activity, and we can just type extract table data, and there you have an extract table data. I'm going to drag it into, well, you can put it into the do loop also, okay, right? Or you can just put it inside here, and just put it inside here, right? So it says what table to extract, right? So here, make sure that you are still at the Yahoo. You can click on this, then select data to extract. Okay, and move your cursor to this Israel Hamas. So these are the things that we want to extract, and we can say we are only interested in the text, extracting the text, right? And disable. And we can even see, we can say confirm. Okay, once you have extract, you can say confirm, right? And we can do a preview to see whether are we able to extract. And this is the trending, some of the search term that is trending now on Yahoo. Israel, Hamas wars, Newcastle United, blah, 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 right? So if you are happy, you close it, right? After you preview it, now is to save it. Okay, the moment you save it, it come back to this, right? So the next thing to do is basically to define a variable, right? So you can click on this, right? Extract to. So we are going to extract this data to where? We're going to save it into a variable. So you can click on this plus sign over here and create a variable, right? So we can call the variable, say extract the data table, right? Just give it any name and enter, right? So that will be the extracted data table. Right. The next thing is we want to write into an Excel spreadsheet. So what we need to do is we're going to write range. We're going to use this range workbook. Okay, so there you have, and we're just going to drag it to go. So the moment you finish, we're going to put it in. Right to where? So we can actually create a variable also. Right, let's say we try to create a variable. Right, and this variable we're going to give it a name. Let's say we call it GG Excel name, right? We can just call any name. So you can call GGXLSX, right? Which is actually an Excel file. Let's just create a variable and we just call it, let's say a report name, right? Just put it a report name first. A file, Excel file, okay? Name. Right, we just put it an Excel file name and we're going to indicate the sheets. Sorry, we're going to put double quote for this. So in Excel, the first sheet is called sheet 1. So you just put it in, make sure you have a double quote, and where we're going to extract, we're going to get this data, right? So we can choose the plus and we can use the variable and we just expand on the variable and you can see the extracted table that we have. Just make sure that this and this are the same, right? So next thing is we need to create a name for this guy, right? Right, so now we have to make sure that we define this variable. So we can click on this variable to see the variable that we have defined. So we have got this Excel extracted table was actually defined. This is a string, and we're going to give this a file name. So we can call this the, let's say we call this the gg.xlsx. Okay, that's a file name that we want to save. So let's make sure we save it. Okay, and then click on this, we can close the variable. Okay, very good. So now the next thing is we have saved it, right? So if we were to run, okay, let's just check whether everything runs smoothly. We can test at this point in time, test everything runs properly. So now it's running, and we'll just check whether the Excel is open and executed. Actually, it executed, right? So we can kind of quickly check. Let's check by path. What is what was the trend ChatGPT? And there you have, right? Just save today, right? Just now this time, and we open up. So this gg.xl has been created. Okay, and install the trending information is being stored in the Excel. So everything seems to be working well. So that is half done. Let's just try. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next stage where we're going to query. Okay, we're going to pump the trend information and ask ChatGPT to tell us more about the trend. Okay, so we're going to try with this use application, use browser, right? We're going to use this, but before that, make sure we're going to pump one of the trend and then put it here, right? So we're going to get our browser ready, and this time we're going to use the Chrome browser, right? Make sure you have got your UiPath Chrome browser extension installed on the Chrome as well as on the Edge browser, right? So we're going to put a string here, right? So how do we extract from just now the Excel spreadsheet? So, but before that, we try to use the app. Okay, so we're going to use the use application browser, type over here and drag to the bottom again, right? So you want, you can put it here. Okay, so right here, right below, so that once you finish this, you will come down. Let's just check out that. Okay, so this time you're going to click on the automation and make sure you are before that. Now make sure you are on this screen and you can click on the top. Okay, so you see that this kind of is a micro browser Edge, right? ChatGPT and the URL there. So the next thing is to use the Excel file, okay, or you can actually use the scoop. We're going to define a number of Excel steps. So maybe it's good to put in the Excel process scope. Okay, so we just want to put Excel process scope. Okay, just right below here. Okay, that's right. Everything try to be below, and we're going to use Excel. So we're going to open up the file again. So it might be an extra step, but we just want to extract certain information from the Excel. Okay, so we still have to. So Excel scope, we just put underneath here. Okay, so use Excel file. And which file are we going to use? We can add in the plus and use the variable that we define. So the variable that we define is inside this variable. Open up, and this is the Excel file name that earlier we have defined, right? We have saved the file to here, and now we try to retrieve from this Excel. Okay, actually we should try to see whether we can go inside. Can't go in. Stupid. Never mind. We'll just see whether it works. Okay, so so this is the Excel. Everything save the change, read from the project. Okay, template file. I don't think there's anything that we want to fill in here. Right, and then we just move on to the next. Okay, and we're gonna tell it to read a specific cell on the on the cell, which cell value. We're going to tell it to read a certain cell in the Excel file, right? So we're going to tell it that we're going to use this Excel, right? And we're just going to read the second term, okay? Second term, which is actually this, right? Which we will save inside the Excel. We're going to try to retrieve from this Excel table, Excel spreadsheet. We're going to try to read Newcastle. We want to extract from A2, cell number A2. Instead of reading everything, we're going to ask ChatGPT to tell us more about Newcastle United. Okay, we're just trying to extract that. So we are just trying to extract from the main. So just make sure we are here before you go back to your UiPath. Okay, so we're just going to tell Excel dot sheet, right? Space. And then we're going to say, take the first sheet 1, right? and we're going to say it's a specific cell, right? And what is the cell? Which is the A2, sorry. A2, right? That is the specific cell, right? We're going to extract from here, and we're going to save it to, let's say we just give it a name called trend, or we use the variable. Just save it and create variable, and we're going to call it trend. Okay, this variable is trend. Right. So next thing is type into. We're going to use the activity called type into. Type into. Okay, and we'll see whether we can try to use this classic type into. Right, and just put right below here. Okay, type into. So we need to say where. Okay? So right, and we're going to tell it it's here that we're going to type into. So we just indicate. So it's very important to locate the right place. So we put it here. Make sure you anchor your thing, and we're going to say what are we going to type here. So you can say is you can put in tell me more about, right? And make sure you got a space so that you can have space, and last, which is the trend, which is the variable that we have saved, right? So tell me more about Newcastle United. Okay, that's what we want to do, and we click, right? So it's always because we might want to have a delay, okay, so that because the typing and the pasting might take some time. So in order to have some delay, okay, to ensure that the type are being properly done properly, right? So we put in a deliberate delay of, let's say, 3 seconds. See whether it works. Okay, okay. Just put here 3 seconds, about 3 milliseconds. 3 seconds, right? So so after we do that, I think the next final thing is after we paste, we need to double click, right? So this, once we paste here, tell me more about Newcastle United. We're going to click on this button, right? So we're going to tell the machine UiPath to do that. So we're going to use double click, right? So let's just check double click. So in fact, it's really quite easy to remember, right? What you need to do, you just have to move the double click and then just put it right below here after a delay or something, and it says indicate which element on the screen, and you just click on this and just make sure you do this, right? Click on the arrow button. Right, so we are done. Let's just check it out whether it works. Compiling. We'll try to open up the Yahoo browser. Right, see, you try to and try to grab on this and save into Excel file. You cap, and we just try to see whether does it come over here to open up. There you have. Tell me more about Newcastle United, and it should click button, right? So 3 seconds. Let's just see whether it does click. 1,000, 2,000, 3, maybe a bit too long. Huh? So let's just hope that it can click. Well, maybe I put a bit long. So by right, it should click, right? And we'll see Newcastle has been displayed. There you have. Okay, so this is the ultimate design. Okay, where I've just come up with a auto chatbot that can do a web scraping from Yahoo and save it into Excel file and extract one particular trend and query the ChatGPT, and I will be able to get information. So you can literally grab anything from a website and then throw it back to the web-based web ChatGPT and ask it. And in fact, you can just save this thing into the Excel file, record it. The next day, next week, you can run the same program. It will be able to extract from the Excel, okay, from the website, okay, and there will be a new trend from Yahoo, and you will be asking another new thing. So what do you think about this UiPath? You have just done something under 30 minutes, I suppose, right? Thank you very much for the time.